What's going on, Bucs fans? Welcome into Game Day Live. I am Casey Phillips here alongside senior writer and editor Scott Smith. We're here to get you ready for everything you need to know going into kickoff. And of course, you can tell I'm wearing a little bit different gear. This is in honor of our crucial catch game. We actually had our 5K this morning that benefits cancer research and patient services. It was an incredible event. That's what this t-shirt is from. So if you see people wearing this, give them a high five. They were probably at the race this morning. But of course, there's also a bunch of gear you can get on the Bucs website or at the team store at the stadium if you want some more crucial catch gear. It's just so incredible. We're joining the NFL and American Cancer Society in the fight against cancer. So make sure you visit NFL.com/crucial catch and make sure you find your local screening center because early detection saves lives. So, all right, Scott, let's get into the show a little bit here. Tell me a little bit about what the Bucs defense unfortunately didn't do last week, but maybe is going to be asked to do a whole lot of this week.
Yes, Casey, speaking of the 5K, the run is a very big concern for the Buccaneers this week or today.
I see what you did there.
Specifically the Falcons' fourth-ranked rushing attack, getting 168 yards per game, and they continue to run the ball really well even after losing Cordarrelle Patterson last week. So the Buccaneers, meanwhile, had a rough week against the ground game against Kansas City. But overall, since Todd Bowles arrived in 2019, the Buccaneers have held the most opponents to under 100 rushing yards. They've done it 36 times in that span. So last week was more of the exception than the norm.
So if they're able to stop the run, do you see it hopefully turning into a bit more of a passing shootout kind of game? And how would the Bucs fare in that?
Yes, I think the Buccaneers would like to see a passing shootout breakout, especially after their own passing attack broke out last week with returns of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And if that happens, they probably have the upper hand because the Buccaneers have done a lot better defensively, picking off the ball and avoiding interceptions. As you see up there, Buccaneers first in the league in avoiding interceptions and also seventh in the league in getting interceptions. So that would be a big advantage point for the Buccaneers if that happens.
All right, now we're going into our 2-minute drill segment. This is how we close out the Game Day Live portion of this. This is where I ask Scott as many questions as I can in a 2-minute span. So let's put up the clock there. And on your mark, get set, go. Our first one. Who do you think is going to have the best game on defense for the Bucs?
I think we're ready for a Shaq attack. Shaq breakout. He has 2 sacks on the season. I can see him getting a couple more today.
Okay, how about who do you think gets a sack maybe in addition to him now that was part of your prediction?
I predicted it last week and didn't get it right, so I'm going back to the well and saying Devin White on a delayed rush when the back stays in the backfield.
Okay, how about who you think gets an interception for the Bucs?
It's Carlton Davis's turn. We already have 5 different players in our secondary alone that have interceptions. Carlton's the last one to get on the board, so this is his week.
How many turnovers do you think the Bucs defense forces?
If we could turn it into a passing game like we were just talking about, I think the Bucs can get 3, and that could be the deciding factor in the game.
Who do you think is the most exciting defensive matchup?
Our offense?
The Bucs defense, the most exciting matchup on the Buccaneers defense against their offense?
Probably Levante David trying to stop that rushing attack.
Okay, now let's switch over to the offensive side for the Bucs. Who do you think is going to have the best game on offense?
Chris Godwin. He came completely off the injury report this week. He's obviously been coming back from that knee injury, dealt with a hamstring injury, but he's closer to full health than he's been. And we saw last week, he jumped right in and got 7 catches. I think he'll get more than that today.
Okay, well, that may have been your answer, so maybe come up with another one. Best hands at wide receiver.
Well, it would probably start an argument in that room, but you've seen the plays that Mike Evans makes, particularly in the back corner of the end zone and fades and so on. Obviously, he has the great body control as well, but he almost always brings it in.
Does Tom Brady throw for over 300 yards?
Yes, Tom Brady throws for over 300 yards. I think the Buccaneers are still going to lean on their passing game this week like they did last week, even if they try to be more balanced. This is still about Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin.
All right, 5 seconds. How many rushing yards do we get?
78.
All right, there we go. That is our 2-minute drill, and Game Day Live will be back here again to get you guys set up with even more that you need to know going into kickoff. For now, make sure you check out everything you need to know on the Bucs app.
Hey Bucs fans, join the crew and make sure you have the latest version of the official app of the 2-time Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have some exciting features to keep you connected to your favorite team wherever you are. Personalize your experience by turning on notifications for breaking Bucs news, game day alerts, and promotions tailored to your needs. View exclusive streaming content, game highlights, play game day bingo, and more. Use the app to manage your season pass account and on game day get even more benefits. Access your secure digital tickets, view stadium maps to find the nearest concessions and restrooms, use your Bucs crew card, and order food from your seats. Climb aboard. Download the updated official Buccaneers app today.